Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead video leading up to the second half of The Walking Dead Season 8. In this one, we're going to be giving our thoughts first on Magna and whether or not we think Maria Bello could be possibly playing her. And then also we'll get into lots more of your guys' Q&A questions. And spoiler warning if you are not caught up for The Walking Dead, which is up to The Walking Dead's mid-season finale for Season 8. So this one's kind of continuing from yesterday's video where we went over the synopses for the rest of the episodes for The Walking Dead Season 8. And if you guys didn't see that video, I'll have it in the end screen videos for you here. You can click it after you watch this one and kind of get to hear all the descriptions for the rest of the episodes for The Walking Dead Season 8, or at least episodes 12 through the finale, episode 16. So it sounds like it's going to be really good, and it sounds like based on that, we'll probably see All Out War go through to the very last episode of this season and most likely be resolved in episode 16, the finale. But at the same time, there is some mention in a few of those episodes of some possibly new characters, strangers, this kind of thing that could be coming in. So we might be starting to see the beginning of other groups coming in before All Out War ends. So, you know, will it be the Whispers or will it be Magna's group? A lot of people in the comments mentioned that they think it's probably going to be Magna's group, and that Maria Bello, who was cast for The Walking Dead, who's a pretty high-profile actress, I want to say, Kris Asensio, as well as a lot of people said, they said, I think the stranger is Magna, since they said Maria Bello was cast recently, and she could be playing her. Now, who is Magna for the Walking Dead comic book series? Volume 22, A New Beginning. Here she is on the cover, and you have her. She's kind of got a, I guess, like a machete, as well as kind of some other members of her group. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 members of her group. Now this, in the comic book series version, this is after a time skip. So will we see a time skip in Season 8? I don't really think so, unless it's like right at the end in the last episode, or maybe out of chronological order sequences. But I think mostly the time skip will probably come into play starting with Season 9. Also because for a time skip, it takes time for them to build the sets and kind of to get everything in place so that they can skip ahead in time. Whereas with the with the finale, they're probably going to have to finish up with All Out War, show the final battle, and then the time skip probably would make sense to do starting in Season 9. So I think that's what we will see. But that's there's no way of telling whether or not they could bring in this group early, and we could see Magna's group come in early. Some people also think that Marie could be playing Alpha, so we'll have to see if that's the case, if it's her or maybe Magna, or who knows, somebody else, a new group or something, possibly something to do with Morgan and Fear and everything that's happening with that. So a lot of different things happening with The Walking Dead, and I do think we will see them stray from the comics at least a little bit in this. Closer to this finale, at least with the characters that are coming in. So who is Magna, for those of you who haven't read the comic book series? She's a character that comes in around this time, after the time skip, and she's pretty much in the series, since then, all the way through afterwards. Her and her group, at first, they kind of question, because she's kind of like a part of a wandering group that sort of runs into the Alexandrians, and the Alexandrians kind of help them out because they're almost hit by a herd. Here's some of the pages here. You've got Yumiko here, who is her girlfriend. So I guess that's part of her angle that's a bit unique, is that she's gay. And she has a relationship ongoing with Yumiko, and she's the leader of this kind of smaller group. Here's Yumiko here using a bow, which is pretty cool. Not a crossbow, but an actual bow and arrow, which we don't. It's like I think one of those compact or combination bows where it's got a lot of the different kind of holes and things like that. So that's kind of cool for a different kind of choice of weapon. But yeah, they do get themselves in trouble, and Jesus comes to their rescue in the comic book series version. So we could be possibly seeing her come in, before the end of this season, maybe in episode 14, 15, something like that. And it would be cool to see. In the comic book series, she's an okay character. I kind of felt like when I first started reading it and, getting to see their group, I sort of felt like they were kind of thrown in there because they wanted to kind of fill out the ranks of the group, because they've killed off so many people that they need to constantly kind of bring in characters like Siddiq and some of these others, because if they don't, they would end up with nobody on the show. They'd kill off everybody, and then nobody would be left. So you have to kind of add on, groups of characters that have been out there surviving in the world, joining the survivors, joining the Alexandrians, as you're killing others off. And we can't fault them for that. They kind of have to do that because, you know, I mean, you need characters to tell a story with. So it's an okay group, okay character. You know, I'm not crazy excited to see Magna and her group because in the comic book series version, you know, I read through and I'm like, yeah, it's okay. But, you know, there's nothing about her, you know, that really was like that. You know, there wasn't that much. It's not like seeing Negan appear or something like that, or seeing the Whisperers appear because they're such a fearsome group, or, you know, something like that. It's kind of like having Siddiq show up in the TV series. It's like, it's cool, it's okay. There's a comic book series character that's coming into the TV show, but at the same time, it's like, you know, they're just kind of like an ally in the series, and they're part of the group eventually, but they don't do anything that's really that crazy or anything to really look forward to as far as that goes. Next one is kind of just a quote, Andrew Lincoln, from yesterday from the synopses, comicbook.com, they had this one. It said, The Walking Dead star Andrew Lincoln has teased that the season's remaining episodes will include a sad farewell for Carl Grimes, played by Chandler Riggs. So in quote unquote, it says, I'm not going to lie to you, that was sad. Lincoln said, the beautiful thing is, it's what we rarely do in our show. We actually give the opportunity for a goodbye. It was unusual in that regard. Usually things happen and people are ripped from you, or ripped for you in this world that we inhabit. Thankfully, there was some sense of catharsis on this one because we got to leave it all on screen. I thought Chandler Riggs did a remarkable job, as he's always done, but particularly in this episode. It's a very sad farewell, and a farewell that I never thought would happen. Neither did most of the rest of the cast, I would imagine. So yeah, I'm thinking at least the first episode from this half on the 25th, a couple weeks from now, when it does return, will be Carl's last episode probably. So that's going to be really sad, and that's part of this half season, is that, you know, it's going to start off really sad, but then afterwards we're going to get to see the end of All Out War, so you're probably never going to be as kind of motivated to see Rick and the others kind of, you know, go after them as that. So yeah. And then Robert Kirkman did say, this half of Season 8 leads directly into Fear the Walking Dead Season 4, which will shake that show in a majorly cool way. So make sure you hang around for that. So yeah, absolutely, I think most of us are going to at least check out Fear the Walking Dead Season 4 and see how this kind of transfer from, you know, The Walking Dead goes into that with Morgan, and, you know, what group he decides to join, or what happens with him, or if he just decides to kind of leave because he's so just upset with everybody and their decisions over the last couple of years. We'll have to see what drives him to leave, but it, you know, could be good stuff, so we're going to see that. Now we get into some of your guys' questions. Andy G also sent through something similar about Maria Bello. So I think she's cast as Magna, possibly a tease at the end of Season 8, and be full-time in Season 9. What do you think? So yeah, I think that makes sense. You know, you bring her in a little bit early, you have her kind of be part of that, but then maybe she's not 100% part of the war, or maybe part of a little bit of one battle, helping out a little. But, you know, we haven't really got her buy-in yet because she's brand new. So if she just comes in, it's hard to say that she'd fight to the death the very next episode for this group that she just met. So she might be kind of there and in and around, but I do think Season 9, that's probably what they'll do. They'll bring her on kind of full-time as a series regular. Because, again, they need more characters, and you kill off so many that you have to have more, and the series, the world has to get bigger and bigger and bigger, as it has, and so I think we're going to continue to see that, yeah. Now, there was one also about Lauren Cohan, who plays Maggie in the Walking Dead TV series. She's in negotiations right now to extend her contract for a long term with the Walking Dead. So, link will be in the description if you guys want to check that out. Right now, it sounds like she's you know, debating that with them, negotiating that with them, and has a lot of offers for pilot. I did a video on that, you know, question whether or not Maggie will leave The Walking Dead like a week ago. So most likely, you know, she'll probably re-sign. She's in negotiations now, but there are a lot of other pilot offers that she has that she can take if she doesn't want to do Walking Dead anymore. She can go and do some of these other series. Some of them might be quite lucrative, so we'll have to see what AMC is willing to offer her, what they're willing to offer her to stay, and it's probably going to have to be pretty good. So that she doesn't go sign with another series and go and get involved with another pilot. But the thing is with Walking Dead, it's probably safer than a pilot show, even though people are kind of calling for the end of The Walking Dead. It still gets tons of ratings, and at the same time, a lot of these pilot series, you know, they do like one season, but after that season, you're not sure if it's going to continue. You know, you may get a pilot like the actor Corey Hawkins who plays Heath. He did a pilot for 24 Legacy, right, for like one season, and I don't think it got picked up for a second season. So that happens a lot. You know, they do a pilot, it doesn't get picked up. So yeah, they might get paid more for that one season, but then after that, it's over. Whereas with The Walking Dead, most likely if she re-signs, it'd probably be for a few years at least, probably a minimum of 3 seasons, I would think, 2 or 3 seasons minimum, and then up to maybe, you know, 5 to 10. You know, we'll have to see how long they want to keep it going for and how the audience responds to that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it got into the teens and, you know, 15, something like that is when they wrap it up, or 13 or 14. We'll have to see. But, you know, there's probably, if you're going to sign for that, you're going to get kind of more consistent, I would think, and more reliable than taking on a series where, but then again, you know, they did kill Carl off, so there's always the risk that they could kill her off. But, you know, I mean, she's one of those characters that because they killed Glenn off, it'd be really, really weird if they killed her off, right? It's kind of like that. You could say the same thing for Carl, sorta, but it'd be even worse. Like killing Maggie off would be even worse probably than killing Carl off, because you kill Glenn is killed off, and that changes Maggie drastically. And, you know, if you kill her off at the same time, too, you kind of lose a lot of that where they're going with that part. So you kind of can't do that. You kind of need her to re-sign. The next one is from Justin Case, who sent this through. He said, hey, Trev, greetings from Austria. I just want to let you know that the unknown girl next to Morgan is Maggie Grace from Lost, Taken, and some other stuff. It was confirmed some weeks ago. Keep up the good work, man, and have a nice weekend. So this was in a picture that was shown for Fear of the Walking Dead Season 4, where Morgan is inside of some kind of bus or a truck or some kind of larger vehicle with an unknown female. So it sounds like the actress who plays her is Maggie Grace, which is cool, and she's been in some other series. I know a lot of you guys are fans of Lost. Taken as well, too, is pretty big, Liam Neeson and all that. So that's cool, but you know, could she be part of this group that will take Morgan somehow from The Walking Dead and end up in Fear the Walking Dead with them? We're going to have to see how that all works out, but it looks really, really good, man. And that's, you know, again, this year, you know, I mean, there's no, like, out of all the series that are on this year, the ones I'm most excited for, Fear the Walking Dead, and then after that, Game of Thrones isn't showing up, and next year they're done. So for me, still, you know, even though it's been all these years, Walking Dead has been on, and Fear's been on for a few years now, too, it's still my most anticipated series on television right now. You know, Fear and The Walking Dead universe is still what I'm anticipating more than anything else, because, you know, and that's one thing we should just be, I think, grateful of, is that at least the show is still on, because a lot of the other shows that have, you know, that were on 5 years ago or 8 years ago, they're not on at this point. They're not on already. So it's great, you know, any more seasons that they can do with The Walking Dead, you know, I'm going to enjoy, and I'm going to, you know, look forward to for sure. And same with Fear. This question was emailed to me. Q&A, correct me if I'm wrong, but the only time we've seen Aaron in the trailers is when he's hugging Enid. We see Enid at the hilltop in a scene of her crying, but no sign of Aaron there. Do you think Oceanside holds him responsible, or if he took the blame for the death of Netanya and they've done something to him? So I don't think the Oceanside would really do that. You know, they do have kind of an issue against men, though, as you could say, right? So there is that. Rick and the others did kind of rob them. You know, they did kind of take all their weapons. So that was kind of brutal, and now they've killed their leader. You know, they're probably not in the best light with him right now, but Aaron's probably going to be a good negotiator. So even if they kind of jail him for a little while or something, or hold him a little bit responsible, I don't think it will last the whole half. I think that him and the Oceanside will probably show up in the finale. Aaron will probably get released after an episode or two. Same with Enid. We probably just haven't seen him in some of the different trailers. And then he'll probably go back there, get them to help, and then Oceanside will show up near the finale to help in the final battle at the hilltop against the Saviors. So that's my predictions. That's what I think we're going to see. And again, you know, I could be totally wrong. We'll have to see how it goes. Jason says, Q&A, what event has created the most buzz for the channel in the last 6 months? Morales returning, Morgan going to Fear, or Carl's soon-to-be death? So I want to say Morales returning, but that's not true. You know, that was fun, though, man. When they brought Morales back like that, that was a lot of fun. You know, that was like fun time to be a fan of The Walking Dead when they brought Morales back. So I love that, and that was really a lot. That was when I had the most fun, I want to say, this year, probably, of anything in the channel this year. You know, I like doing the trailers and stuff like that we do, too, for the channel trailer, if you guys can see it. But them bringing Morales back was the most fun thing they did this year, I think, for me, for Walking Dead. But the Carl death, for sure, when it comes to buzz, I mean, the Carl bite reveal was pretty big. The channel hasn't been doing that good the last year or two, but it's okay. Whatever. I love doing this with you guys, so that's why I'm just going to continue going on forward. Momentum, just keep going, keep doing my thing. And, ups and downs of life, sometimes things go good, sometimes they don't go so good. It's fine, no problem. And, probably the Carl death would probably be the thing that generated the most buzz for Walking Dead. But I was surprised that even that didn't generate that much buzz. Like, even that, we'll have to see what the mid-season premiere looks like for ratings and that, and how many people are interested to come back and check it out after that big reveal. But even that didn't generate that much buzz for The Walking Dead. There hasn't been as much buzz for The Walking Dead since the Season 7 premiere. After that, people kind of got burned out on Walking Dead. That was like the big... Season 7 premiere was like this huge, cooked-up point where everybody had to wait all summer to find out what, who Negan killed. Kills off the two people, Abraham and Glenn. And after that, a lot of interest in Walking Dead died off. But, hardcore fans still sticking around. We're still sticking around, still enjoying the series. And, the Carl death was a pretty big one, too. It should be bigger than the Glenn death, if you think about it. But they had, the way they did it and everything, the way they set it up, and you had to guess, and then they showed you, and it was double. That was, the way they did it was pretty, made it even bigger than probably Carl's death, which Carl's death should be bigger than Glenn's death. But at the same time, I guess, just the way they did it was... it was different. So the double death in the Season 7 premiere ended up being the one that, created the most buzz for the series, I want to say, overall. And, not just the channel, but I'm talking like The Walking Dead itself. Like The Walking Dead overall, when was the highest buzz? And certainly this year that would probably be the most. But for the channel in particular, it was just a lot of fun to see Morales come back. So I had a lot of fun with that. Hey, Trav, my best guess is The Walking Dead main show will continue till season 15 or so, and The Walking Dead universe will get more spin-off shows beyond the main show. Possibly a sequel show, too. What are your thoughts? I still hope we get many more seasons of the main show. Don't get me wrong. So we'll wrap up with that one. I'm still thinking, we have had people say, like Chandler Riggs said, a few more seasons. We're switching showrunners. Fear the Walking Dead is getting more kind of attention and pull this year, which makes sense. It's still getting tremendous ratings for the network, guys. It still has all these other series that are based on it. I'm sure it will still get into the teens of seasons, but I'm just happy it's gone on for as long as it has. You have shows like Game of Thrones wrapping up, The Walking Dead still going on strong. If it can get past season 10, 11, or 12, that'd be awesome, and I'd be happy if it kind of wrapped up at that point, even though I'm already happy now. But I hope we'll get that many seasons, and I've done lots of videos with you guys. It sounds like most of you guys are kind of... Some people want it to end now. Some people want it to end like next year or this year in season 9. But most of us are saying like season 11, season 12, 13, that kind of thing makes sense. If we get to 15, that'd be cool. But I don't know if it's going to get all the way to 15. We're going to have to see how it goes. Anyway, that'll be it for today's Q&A, guys. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to thumb it up below. Check out the other end videos here for you guys, especially the one on the synopses from this week. And if you're new to the channel, you want to subscribe, I would appreciate it. You can subscribe at the bottom. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.